Hi folks, and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I'm going to tell you how to create a warband for Kings of War Vanguard. Before that, if you've really enjoyed my content for Kings of War Vanguard and want to see more in the future, don't forget to click that subscribe button and the bell notification so you get notified of every upload. Okay, before we start on actually how you build the warband itself, it's worth spending some time with the actual stats of the model so you can understand what you're looking at when you're building your warband. Let's use this stat for a Sisterhood Scout from the Basilean faction as an example. As you'll see in the right hand corner there, you'll see the number 16. This will tell you the base points cost for the model without any extra equipment added to it. Now underneath the name of the model, you will see the race of the model, which in this case is Basilean, and you'll also see the class of the model, which in this case is Warrior. Now these two are important when building your warband because the race of all of the models in the warband needs to be the same, and the class of the character is important because there are certain restrictions and it is also relevant to certain other rules in the game too. Now there are other classes available. There is Grunt, there's Warrior, there's Support, Spellcaster, Command and Lodge. So now you know where to look for the information. Let's go about building the warband. Now in addition to any equipment that your model already comes with as part of its base points cost, you can purchase extra equipment to give to that model. This equipment also costs points and is costed just as if this equipment was a model. So for example, if you wanted to equip your Harlequin Blood Mask with the Blade of Slashing, this would cost you 4 points. The restrictions to this is your model may only be equipped with a maximum of 2 additional equipment items, and they must be of a different type. Only common equipment may be duplicated across your warband, rare equipment can't. If you're playing in a campaign game, your company may only have one of each unique item, and if you're playing in one-off games, your warband can't have any unique items. So now we know where to find the points cost of the model, we know how to add equipment and cost it to the cost of a model, and we also know about the class of the model. Now we can build the warband, and a normal size game of Kings of War Vanguard is at 200 points. So that means you have 200 points to spend. Now there are some restrictions on how we build the warband, so let's go into those. Now in order to maybe limit some potentially nasty combinations, there are a few rules about building the warband. The first rule is you must take a minimum of 5 Grunt and or Warrior models and a minimum of 1 Command model. Next, you may take up to 1 Command, 1 Spellcaster and 1 Support model for every 3 Grunt or Warrior models in your list. This diagram from the main rulebook really explains it very well. You may also take up to 1 large model for every 150 points in your warband. So if you're playing a 200 point game, you have access to 1 large model. That said, however, if your first command model is also large, this doesn't count towards your large limit. So if you have a large command model, you can have access to 1 other large model within your 200 points. You can also only take up to 1 of each different model, so for example, a Lower Abyssal or a Sisterhood Scout, for every full 40 points in your warband. Therefore, in a 200 point game, you can take up to 5 models of each particular type. So for example, you couldn't have 6 Men-at-Arms in a 200 point Basilean warband. If a model has more than 1 class, so for example a Spellcaster and Support, they count as taking up 2 slots in your allowance. Also, any models with an asterisk after their name are unique named characters and can only appear once in your warband. And that's everything you need to know, folks. You now have all the information you need to muster your forces and see the battlefield run red with the blood of your enemies. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.